Hi everybody, welcome to another Aaliyah art video. This is a get ready with me in cosplay for the Flow show. As you can see, I'm ready and I'm going to be Hinata to see Flow tonight. I'm so excited. I booked these tickets on the 30th of May, so this was about 2 weeks after my injury, and I was in a very bad position around that point. I just had my surgery. I was bedridden. I wasn't allowed to stand up, just had to keep my foot elevated. There was no way of me going to events. I missed Comic Con around that time. I was just missing out on so many events and plans, holidays, etc. It was a very heartbreaking time. So the date is finally here that I booked for the Flow show, and I can't believe it, really. It's been a long journey getting here. It's been like my checkpoint to be like, I can come to the Flow show. And even still, Electric Ballroom, where the establishment has happened the show, they've been very accommodating and given me a chair so I can have like somewhere to sit upstairs. And thankfully accessibility is good for me in that sense, because at the moment I am able to walk with a insole in my shoe, so I don't need the crutches or the aircast boot anymore. But just so people are aware, because I'm still at like a fragile stage of my healing process, I keep the crutches sometimes out with me. This will be one of those situations I believe I'll have to bring it along. But I'm just grateful because I can't stand up for too long periods of time. It's too much weight and it's trying on my ankle especially. So I'm not trying to stress my body out. I'm just trying to heal and, thrive. But yeah, let's get on with the get ready with me in cosplay. And I'm definitely not wearing these eye contacts in the show, by the way. I want to see what actually is going on and not have a white filter over everything. This whole injury recovery has been very humbling experience, but I'm actually so grateful for it, and it makes me cherish moments like the one I'm gonna have today, where I'm gonna cosplay as Hinata. She was actually one of my first ever cosplays and I've done her a few times after, and I'm doing her again for Flow. And I am so excited to see Flow because I love a lot of their songs. I've seen Asian Kung Fu Generation, so I feel like I'm ticking another off the list, for especially as like the teen narrative fan inside me. Other than that, I've been pretty busy. Let me actually start getting ready, because right now my hair is plopping. So when I say plopping, it's a term that curly haired girls use. It's in a microfiber towel and I wrap it up because it's out of the way. And yeah, let's go. I can actually start, let me just put it into plaits whilst I yap away. I already brushed out this hair, so I'm just gonna do a really basic split. I don't really want to force a comb down my scalp today. You're not gonna see it anyway, so it doesn't matter. But otherwise, I've been to the Summer Days Festival at the beginning of August. Summer Days was a festival in Crystal Palace Park by Yusuf Days, and I love Yusuf Days. I've seen him in Japan, and when he had his festival here, I had to go see him again to kind of come back home, commemorate my journey of my healing, because I was in Japan when I last saw him, and then all was well. All is still well, thankfully. I was sitting down at that festival and I just had to look from afar. The same I have to do with Flow today. I have to sit down and just look from afar. A lot of my friends are going to be at this show today, and I'm excited to see them. They've just really been there for me, really been considerate of me. The nostalgia is going to be so strong tonight. And in other news for me, I have been tabling. So Hyper Japan was my little comeback launch in midsummer to table down Artist Alley, and I was with a friend of mine. Her name is Toby Crochets, and she's super talented and also just a really amazing friend. She was so supportive of me that whole weekend, literally getting me Tesco meal deals before we get to the store, and I would run around and get her kind of like desserts and stuff. And at that time, I was not walking properly. I was on crutches and in the aircraft boot, still having to get Ubers to and from places. That went really well, Hyper Japan. And I had a few other tables at events, which, funnily enough, I heard about at Hyper Japan from other vendors, especially artist vendors. And then they said, you'd actually do better at these other events. So I went to 2 more, and they were right. I did do a lot better at like selling at those events versus Hyper Japan. So I'm not 100% sure if I'd return. Hyper Japan were really accommodating of my accessibility like requests though. So there is that, and I really like to recognize and thank them for how considerate and accessible they were. And everybody was just so helpful who came by. So shout out to all my friends and like just people, fans, like new fans of my artwork who came by to show me love, to give me snacks, give me bubble tea, like whatever it was. I'm so grateful. And I've been out to like a few more anime events in an evening. And even though I would have to take an Uber to and from there, I would show up in cosplay and I'd have a little chair ready for me to sit down. So like Nana was one of the events where I cosplayed as Hachi. Then I cosplayed Mei Mei for another event, which I should show you a video. I did a little get ready of me getting into Mei Mei, but I didn't really have time to talk because that event I was running so late and time just flew by. I also had this was back in like August, July was it? Yeah, no, it was August, sorry. Oh my God, time flies by so quickly. But it felt at the time so long when it became like down to this injury and recovering. It's crazy. But in August as well, I had my first day out with my friends and we went like manga shopping, which was really fun. And again, Forbidden Planet was very accessible and just like helpful when it came to my situation of being in the boot and crutches, including my friends. Like, thank you so much, you guys, because around that point I couldn't walk much and it was a lot of work. It felt like I was having a gym workout. It was crazy how much like just from this injury it's held me back, and like I haven't been able to exercise or walk properly. But as I've gotten more and more confident in my healing and like to around the 10 to 16 weeks mark, which was around last month, August, is a very fragile point of the healing, and it could backfire and re-injure myself. So I needed to be extra careful, hence why I wore the boot sometimes, but I slowly weed myself of it. And then the end of August, literally right after like Carnival Bank holiday, I managed to walk outside for the first time. I just felt confident enough to walk outside with my shoes with the insole and without a crutch. It was unbelievably like just so relieving. I actually like got so emotional. It's been overall a whole emotional journey because having the independence and ability to like taken away to walk is actually so upsetting. It's scary. I literally thought I wouldn't be able to walk again, and then there I was just walking around like I was walking slowly, mind you, and maybe with a little gangster lean. But I'm just pulling out some of my hair. Oh my God. But yeah, this is how I get my hair ready for a wig, as you've probably seen before. But hey, the things we do for cosplay, hey. I also went to the Anime District boat party in August, and they have been, they were one of the events I vended for as well. And it wasn't at the boat party, it was another event earlier on this month actually. And just big shout out to Anime District. They've been so accommodating, especially of me and my situation, and the sisters have always made sure a chair is there for me. They help me up and down the stairs. They always tell me where the toilet is. They always reassure me like, Aaliyah, yes, you can come, it's fine, it's vendor, you can come to the boat party, we'll have somewhere for you to sit down. And like, the boat party was so much fun, and I've really gotten into more of the people watching habit, I do that a lot when I'm in Japan normally. I love people watching. I think it might be just quite calming, peaceful, but also the artist in me just likes to observe life. By the way, I have Hinata's eye contacts, but of course with her kind of eyes, the Byakugan, you can't see anything, so I'm putting them on last. But typically I always put the eye contacts on last anyway. A lot of people put them on first, but I just don't mind if they drip and all this stuff. Like, I don't wear heavy makeup. Come closer. Oh, my camera. Oh, speaking of this camera, this is what my setup for Twitch streaming is for as well. When I say for, you can see like a bird's eye view of me drawing on Twitch streams, and I play some chill beats, and I've really gotten back into the habit of streaming again. It's been really nice. In fact, it kind of like satisfies the artist urges in me. And I do play video games, but I've noticed that people like when I draw more. So that's actually quite nice. That's positive. But I love playing video games, and at the same time, I can't lie, playing video games on stream is quite demanding, because I'm usually playing one-player games like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or Persona 3. And even though you can have bants and jokes in the stream, I typically get so absorbed that I don't really speak. But I do that as well with art. But I guess I yap a bit more when I draw, because people maybe want to learn as well. So I'm happy to always give tips. And that's what's quite nice when I stream on Twitch. It's been my kind of gateway, as it was back in 2020, to socializing and talking with my friends and people, meeting new people especially, and making new connections. Yeah, streaming again has been nice. I've also been making new merch, like keychains, which I am so shocked, by the way. These keychains, they sold out within an hour. I didn't make enough stock, but hey, like supply and demand, you know. Just gonna go in with this. What's this called? It's called Thick It Stick It by NYX. This thickening brown mascara. The two conventions I did really well at compared to Hyper Japan. I made connections with people, met families, and they really wanted their children to like learn more about being an artist, because they would either like be interested in pursuing it or didn't understand like what they could do next, how they'd fit in that kind of world, etc. And I sold out my art books. Like, that's the first time like I've sold that many art books at one show. But also it was a tribute to the fact that a lot of people of color really like, they want that representation, and I'm kind of there to satisfy that need, which is so great. And I wish I could have met someone like me when I was younger and pursuing to be an artist, because there wasn't a lot of people that looked like me, let alone being a girl, and not even accessible to get advice from. And the teachers in like school, GCSE and stuff, they would just give you advice like, oh, don't draw anime, that's not art, don't do that, don't draw it like this, draw it like that, blah, blah. It was very much they were holding the pencil in your hand and forcing you to do it their way. And GCSE art, as fun as it was, and maybe even needed, but it's like you're following a curriculum, and it's just not how artists work. You can't follow things and like, you know, tick off a box to say you've done it kind of thing, to say you're an artist. You just are an artist, and that's it. Then again, it's kind of subjective in the sense of like, can you draw anatomy? Are you able to draw from still life? There's some artists I've seen down the artist alley who just are great at copying, but don't innovate their pieces any more than beyond copying. Just you know, maybe some shade, but when it comes to art, I'm very thorough and very like much about, even though I'm drawing fan art sometimes, I reinvent the pose, I push the picture as much as I can, and I learned that from art GCSE, so it does come in handy. Oh my god. Oh yeah, it's on my nail, that's why. It's gone right in my eye. This is how I put on concealer. Maybe I don't do it the way you would prefer, but do it yourself however you like, kind of thing. I'm using the NYX concealer Bear With Me serum. I like that it's a serum because it's actually got some kind of nutrients in it. Because before I used to use the Fenty concealer, and dried out my eyes so much, it started to make it really like it started to peel a lot, and I found out I was allergic to it. And then next, I'm gonna go in with some setting powder. First, go in with my eyeshadow. I like to do like brown under eyes. I have like white eyeliner. I've always been curious to like try it to make my eyes look, you know, wider, bigger. But I'm kind of scared because if I flop it, this is like not the time for me to experiment with that. I like to do eyeliner before I put on blush, because then I touch my cheeks and all the blush comes off whilst I put it on. So BRB while I do the eyeliner. Eyeliner is done. Like I think I said in my last video, the way I do my cosplay makeup is pretty much how I actually do my normal makeup. So even like, unless the character has no eyebrows or the eyebrows are like pink or yellow, I would always just keep my eyebrows bushy and big because that's how I like it. I feel like the look suits my face. How you can push things, again, it's the artist in me just pushing things the way I want. And like I'm putting blush on my face, and probably why you have favourite cosplayers, because you just love the way they do, the style of how they do things. And more blush. And it's gonna look so cute against like the highlights of Hinata's like purple jacket. The hair of her is blue, but it's all same kind of undertones. And I put some pink blush across my nose. I actually have a naturally red nose, but I'm trying to control that redness on my nose. I used to be very shy as a kid. I was very like to myself, very quiet. Had a crush on one guy for like 3 years, and he never even knew. Very much relate to her. And it's like so sad because I never spoke to the guy. I never even told him I liked him. Like, it was really bad. When I say bad, like, I am my own worst enemy when it comes to being shy, basically, in school. But I came out my shell, and like Hinata grows up as she comes out her shell too. So if you are very shy and reserved and you are watching this, there's hope for you yet. And the thing is, sometimes you realize you're not just shy, you just haven't found the people that would like cherish your personality and who you are. And like Naruto was definitely that person like Hinata felt like she could come out her shell with. She knew that from young, she knew that from time. And she came out her shell eventually, and Naruto, it's the pain saga that does it for me, where she actually protects him. And like, that was beautiful, man. That was just some beautiful, beautiful poetry. And like, he's just watching in horror, like just seeing pain literally off Hinata, like just hurting her so much. That's when you realize like sometimes a character can be shy, but that being shy is actually not a personality trait. It's just an action of how you feel, and you don't feel ready to embrace yourself, and that's okay. But you will find your people, and you will know the time when to do that kind of thing. I'm trying to lift my bronzer. It just makes my skin pop more. When you cosplay, embrace who you are. That's why cosplay is so much fun. I think it's time for setting spray. So pretty. And voila. So I had to, you know, some technical difficulties with the wig, but it's on my head now. Let me put her hoodie on. Like hairspray her hair one more time before I go outside. No, the hair wrapped. Is that good? Yes, perfect. I've done this enough times, clearly. Yay! I'm so hungry. Ugh. You have to like blink a few times until your eye gets used to it. It has like a white mesh on it, so I can see through, but because of the white mesh also, I am seeing a very white filter of everything. Oh my god. Everything is white! Oh wow. But I know it looks good. I've worn this before to conventions, so I'm used to kind of it already. But there's no way I'm wearing this inside Flow. Like, I can't see. I want to see the band. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this Get Ready With Me in Cosplay for the Flow show. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment and subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate your support, and thank you just for like being here on my journey with my Achilles and like still here out here cosplaying, creating, drawing, and I'm just so happy to share that with everybody. You know, I don't gatekeep any information and tips like, you know, when it comes to cosplaying and art, so I'm happy to always talk and share those things. But thank you so much.